It began on a quiet Sunday morning. A funeral procession slowly moved through an HOA neighborhood. Cars lined with flowers, headlights on, families grieving in silence. But suddenly, everything stopped. At the gated entrance, a woman known as Karen, the HOA president, stood with her arms crossed, refusing to lift the barrier. "They can wait," she snapped. "My daughter's running late for her piano recital. She needs the road clear." Gasps filled the line of cars. Mourners stepped out, stunned. An elderly man whispered, "That's my brother. We're trying to bury him today." But Karen wouldn't budge. "You don't have permission to hold a parade through my community. Rules are rules. They'll just have to wait." The scene turned heartbreaking. A grieving widow sat in the first car, clutching a folded American flag to her chest. Tears streamed down her face as she realized her husband's funeral, the final goodbye, was being delayed because of petty power. Someone filmed the confrontation, and within hours the video went viral. The world saw Karen's cold smirk as families begged her to open the gate. A week later, the courtroom was packed. Karen walked in proudly, acting as though she was the victim. "They violated HOA policy," she said with a shrug. "No authorization. I was protecting order. My daughter's schedule was more important than their drama." The judge leaned forward, his face tight with disbelief. "Mrs. Karen," he said slowly, "are you telling this court that you blocked a funeral procession because your daughter was running late?" "Yes," she said firmly, "and I do it again." The room went silent. The widow in the front row covered her face, sobbing quietly. The judge's voice dropped. "This court recognizes the sanctity of mourning. Funerals are not parades. They are sacred moments of farewell, and you, Mrs. Karen, robbed a grieving family of that dignity." Karen's smug smile faded. The judge held up the viral video on a screen. The jury and everyone in the courtroom watched as Karen sneered, arms crossed while mourners begged. The sound of the widow's cries filled the room. The judge's gavel slammed. "You will pay restitution to the family, issue a public apology, and your HOA presidency is hereby terminated. Your arrogance has no place in leadership." Karen's face went pale, the very power she clung to, stripped away in an instant. The widow looked up at the judge with tearful eyes. "Thank you," she whispered. As the courtroom emptied, strangers approached the widow, offering hugs, offering love. Her husband's memory was honored, not just by the burial, but by the justice that followed. And Karen? She walked out alone, her head bowed, her reputation shattered. Because when you block compassion, eventually compassion blocks you. So what do you think? Should HOA leaders who abuse their power face harsher consequences?